Before we dive into this epic story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to bring you captivating stories and content that ignite your imagination and keep you on the edge of your seat. Thank you for being part of our storytelling community. In a small, quiet town, a group of friends gathered for a night of fun and games. Among them were Emma, Jake, Lily, and Max, for adventurous souls who had heard whispers of an ancient, cursed version of the classic game Truth or Dare. According to urban legend, the game held the power to reveal dark truths and force players to complete dangerous dares, with dire consequences for those who refused. The friends, driven by curiosity and the thrill of the unknown, decided to test the legend. They found an old, dusty board inscribed with strange symbols and the words Truth or Dare at an antique shop. Ignoring the shopkeeper's warnings, they purchased the board and brought it to Emma's house for their night of games. As the clock struck midnight, the friends gathered around the table, lit only by the flickering light of candles. The atmosphere was tense, but their excitement outweighed their fear. They placed their hands on the board, and Emma spoke the words that would set the game in motion, Truth or Dare. The board came to life, and the first player was chosen, Lily. She hesitated, but the rules were clear. Once you started the game, there was no turning back. She chose Truth, hoping for an easy start. The board glowed, and a disembodied voice echoed through the room, "Reveal the darkest secret you've kept from your friends." Lily's face paled as she confessed to betraying a close friend years ago, a secret she had sworn to take to her grave. The tension in the room grew, and it was Jake's turn next. He chose Dare, determined to prove his bravery. The voice issued its challenge: spend 5 minutes alone in the attic. Jake, though uneasy, accepted the dare and made his way to the dark, dusty attic. As Jake climbed the creaking stairs to the attic, his heart pounded in his chest. The door creaked open, and he stepped into the darkness. The air was thick with the scent of dust and decay, and the only light came from his flickering flashlight. He walked further into the attic, feeling an eerie presence around him. Suddenly, the temperature dropped, and he heard whispers, indistinct and chilling. His flashlight flickered, and in the dim light, he saw shadowy figures moving toward him. Panic set in as the figures drew closer, their whispers growing louder. He wanted to run, but knew he couldn't leave the attic before the time was up. The shadows circled him, and he felt a cold hand brush his shoulder. With a scream, he dashed for the door, throwing it open and stumbling down the stairs. The friends, hearing Jake's terrified cries, pulled him into the safety of the living room. He was pale and trembling, unable to speak for several minutes. When he finally calmed down, he described the shadowy figures and the cold touch, but the others dismissed it as his imagination. Max was the next to go, and he chose Dare. The voice issued a chilling challenge: find and retrieve the cursed object hidden in the basement. Max, though anxious, agreed and descended into the dark, dank basement. Armed with only a flashlight, he searched the basement for the cursed object. The air was thick with mildew, and strange noises echoed through the room. He spotted an old, wooden chest in the corner and approached it cautiously. As he opened the chest, a foul odor filled the room, and he saw a small, carved figurine that seemed to pulse with malevolent energy. He picked it up, and the room grew colder. Shadows danced on the walls, and he heard a low growl coming from the darkness. Max grabbed the figurine and ran up the stairs, feeling the presence of something sinister behind him. He burst into the living room, holding the cursed object and trying to shake off the feeling of dread. The others looked at him with concern, but Max shrugged it off, not wanting to admit how scared he was. Emma was the last to go, and she chose Truth, hoping to avoid the terrifying dares. The voice commanded, "Reveal the truth about the accident that killed your brother." Emma's face went white as she struggled to find her voice. She confessed that the accident that had taken her brother's life was her fault. She had been driving recklessly and lost control of the car, causing the crash. Her friends, stunned by the revelation, tried to console her, but the atmosphere grew heavier with the weight of the truth. With the first round complete, the friends considered ending the game, but the board had other plans. It demanded another round, its malevolent power holding them captive. One by one, they were forced to choose again, each round growing more sinister and dangerous. As the game continued, the friends realized they were trapped in a cycle of fear and torment. They had unleashed a malevolent force that would not rest until it had claimed them all. Desperation set in as they searched for a way to end the game. The board chose Emma once more, and she chose Dare, hoping to find a way to break the curse. The voice issued its final challenge: destroy the board before it claims your souls. The friends sprang into action, smashing the board with all their strength. As the board splintered into pieces, the candles flickered and went out, plunging the room into darkness. The friends felt a wave of cold wash over them, and the disembodied voice let out a final, chilling laugh. The curse had been broken, but the memories of the night would haunt them forever. The friends emerged from the ordeal scarred but alive, forever changed by the events of that fateful night. They had faced their darkest fears and uncovered hidden truths that they had long kept buried. The cursed game of truth or dare had revealed the depths of their souls and forced them to confront unimaginable horrors. Each of them carried the weight of the experience differently. Emma, haunted by the memory of her brother's death and the role she had played, found solace in her friend but struggled with the guilt and shame that lingered. She resolved to live more cautiously and cherish her relationships, knowing how fragile life could be. Jake, who had faced the terrifying figures in the attic, found himself plagued by nightmares. The sense of dread he had felt in the darkness stayed with him, a constant reminder of the unseen forces that lurked in the shadows. He became more wary, always looking over his shoulder, and found comfort in the presence of his friends. Lily, who had confessed her betrayal, felt a sense of liberation but also a profound sadness. The truth had set her free, but it had also opened old wounds. She sought forgiveness from those she had wronged and dedicated herself to making amends and building stronger, more honest connections. Max, who had retrieved the cursed object from the basement, felt a deep sense of unease. The malevolent energy of the figurine had left a mark on him, and he couldn't shake the feeling that he had brought something dark back with him. He turned to his friends for support, finding strength in their shared bond. The group of friends, bound by their shared ordeal, vowed never to speak of that night again. They knew that some legends were best left undisturbed, and they had paid the price for their curiosity. The experience had left an indelible mark on their souls, a reminder of the thin veil between the known and the unknown. In the weeks that followed, they found solace in each other's company, drawing strength from their friendship. They realized that their bond had been tested and strengthened by the horrors they had faced together. The memories of that night would never fade, but they learned to live with them, finding a new appreciation for life and the importance of knowing when to stop. The story of the cursed game of truth or dare served as a chilling reminder to the friends and to anyone who heard it: curiosity can lead to dangerous and haunting consequences. Sometimes, the thrill of the unknown is not worth the risk, and it is essential to recognize the boundaries and heed the warnings. As the years passed, the friends grew older and wiser, but the memory of that night remained with them. They carried the lessons they had learned into their lives, always mindful of the dangers that lay hidden in the shadows. And though they never spoke of it again, the experience forged an unbreakable bond between them, a bond that would last a lifetime. If you enjoyed this spine-chilling tale and want more engaging stories and content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to bring you stories that ignite your imagination and keep you on the edge of your seat. Thank you for being part of our storytelling community.